just both happen to be in the food business. They have become household names for all of us here. Nello Ferrara, board chairman, Ferrara Candy, and Mariano Taranto, founder of Taranto Bread Company. Now, it gives me great honor to introduce Lina Amari, who will be introducing Nello.
I'm embarrassed. Nobody told me that I was introducing anybody today. I certainly would have wore a tie. Where's Anthony? Anthony! Take it off, he doesn't hear me. I heard you. I think the reason, you see, I wasn't told is because I always do a lot of ad-libbing. Now I've got no choice but to ad-lib. Let me just suggest this. Dominic said the same thing that we all know. There are extraordinarily people that have been successful in our community. Nobody more successful, more respected, or more beloved than the folks on the wall. Mr. Ferrara, you fit right into that category. You're a man who is you're a man that is highly respected, extraordinarily successful, and as successful and extraordinarily fortunate you've been in business. Because I know your family, some of which is my family, I can honestly say the best part of your success is the beautiful family and loving family that you have, and the successful family that you have. You honor us by letting us honor you today. You honor our community. You've always been a guiding light and a role model, and we respect you and we thank you and we salute you, Mr. Ferrara. Thank you very much.
Please stay up here, because we're going to unveil the picture. Do we want to bring Mr. Ferrara up, please?
What's that one?
Let me get this.
Folks are in trouble. The last 10 times I was called to say something or do something with a mic if I have, I sang a song. Did anybody miss that? I'll repeat it. Did I have it right? Can you hear it now, folks? I'm not going to give a speech. I'm not going to sing, so you'll be bored. But this is a legend of Ferrara Candy Company. A company that my father, Salvatore Ferrara, had a dream of when he was in his teens in Nola, Italy. If I'm not coming over to your understanding, I'll try to correct it, because I want you to understand everything I say. He left Nola, Italy in 1899, just before the turn of the century, and landed in New York in September of 1899. My father was rather a good student in his days, the few days that he spent in school in Italy. Coming here when he was 16 years old. He was yet a high school graduate, so on our basis. So he got himself to learn the English language as quickly as possible. I want to honestly say that although I have 4 years at Ignatius, 2 years at Loyola to get pre-legal hours to go to law school, 3 years at DePaul Law School. My father had a better command of the English language than I have. He wrote, spoke, and read letters better. I'm talking about business letters. He wrote, spoke, and wrote letters as good as any professor in college. I can say that with all my heart. Shortly after he was here, less than a year, the Santa Fe Railroad hired my father as an interpreter to help build railroads between New Mexico and San Antonio, Texas. In those days, many Italian immigrants were coming from Italy. Or wherever they come. Anyway, when the railroad captured these Italian immigrants and brought them down to the south, they needed an interpreter. They needed an interpreter to have the immigrants who spoke only Italian. They wanted someone to interpret the language that the gang boss, their foreman, was trying to give them, the instructions of how to lay the track. And that was the job he did for about 6, 7 years. When my father left Italy, he had one profession. He was a pasticcier. I don't know if you understand what a pasticcier is. It's a sweet baker. He didn't make bread. He made, well, he knew Toronto was going to be here, so he didn't want to do a competition with them. They're very tough. So he just learned how to make pasticciotto, and sfogliatelle, and that type of stuff. So that's what he did from about 1900 to about 1907 or 8. Then he came to Chicago and opened up the first Italian pastry shop in Chicago. Somewhere in Little Italy, then known as Taylor Street, Dawson Street, in that area.